The massive alien ships blocked out the sun as they moved into position around Earth. Commander Hyunwoo stood at the bridge of Luna Station, watching the enemy fleet through the large windows. His hands were steady, but his heart was beating fast. The aliens had finally come to finish what they started. "Sir, we're getting a transmission from the lead ship," said Lieutenant So Young from her station. She looked nervous, but her voice was calm. "Put it through," Hyunwoo replied. The screen filled with the image of an alien creature. It had gray skin, 4 eyes, and a mouth full of sharp teeth. When it spoke, the words came out in perfect human language through the translation device. "Humans of Earth," the alien said. "I am Admiral Kethmore of the Vorthak Empire. You have expanded too far into space. You have built colonies where you do not belong. The Galactic Council has decided that your species must be controlled." Hyunwoo stepped forward. "This is Commander Hyunwoo of Earth Defense. We built our colonies in empty space. We hurt no one. Why do you attack us?" The alien's 4 eyes blinked slowly. "You are young and do not understand. Space belongs to civilized species. You humans are too violent, too unpredictable. The galaxy will be safer when you stay on your home planet." "And if we refuse?" Hyunwoo asked. "Then we will make you stay," Kethmore said. The screen went dark. Hyunwoo turned to his crew. "Red alert. All stations prepare for battle. Send word to Earth Command. Tell them the aliens have made their choice." On Earth, Ambassador So Young was running through the halls of the United Nations building. She had been trying to reach the alien ships for hours, but they would not answer her calls. Now it was too late. Through the windows, she could see the alien fleet moving closer. Captain Minho was already in space with his destroyer squadron. His ship, the Soul, was one of 12 destroyers that Earth had sent to protect the planet. It seemed like a small force against the hundreds of alien ships, but it was all they had. "This is Captain Minho to all ships," he said into his radio. "Remember your training. Stay close to the orbital platforms. Make every shot count." His weapons officer, Lieutenant Haewon, looked at her screens. "Sir, they're charging their main guns. Energy readings are off the charts. All ships, evasive maneuvers," Minho ordered. "Do not let them get a clean shot." The alien attack began without warning. Bright blue beams of energy shot from the alien ships toward Earth's defenses. The first wave hit 3 of the orbital defense platforms. The explosions lit up space like new stars, but something strange happened. The platforms did not die quietly. As they exploded, they fired back with weapons the aliens had never seen before. Long metal rods shot out at incredible speed, moving so fast they were almost invisible. One of the rods hit an alien cruiser in the side. The alien ship's energy shields meant nothing against the solid metal moving at such speed. The rod punched through the ship like it was made of paper. The cruiser broke in half and exploded. "What was that?" Admiral Kethmore demanded from his command ship. "Unknown weapon type, sir," his science officer replied. "It appears to be a simple metal projectile, but moving at extreme velocity." "How can primitive metal hurt our ships?" Kethmore asked. He got his answer quickly. More rods fired from hidden platforms around Earth. The humans had built their defenses in secret, hiding them behind asteroids and space junk. Now they revealed themselves, firing their railguns at the alien fleet. Captain Minho saw his chance. "All ships, attack pattern Delta. Hit their flanks while they're confused." The Soul and her sister ships moved fast, firing missiles and energy weapons at the alien ships. The aliens tried to turn their big ships to face the new threat. But the human destroyers were too quick. Lieutenant Dong Hyun was piloting a fighter from the carrier Busan. He and his squadron flew between the big ships, hitting weak spots and running away before the aliens could react. His fighter was small and fast, and the alien weapons could not track him easily. "Fox Squadron, hit their engines," Dong Hyun called to his pilots. "Cripple them so they cannot escape." The human fighters swarmed around an alien battleship like angry bees. Their small weapons could not destroy the big ship, but they could damage important parts. Soon the battleship was spinning out of control, its engines dead. Back on Luna Station, Commander Hyunwoo watched the battle with growing hope. The aliens were strong, but they fought like they expected an easy victory. They did not know how to deal with enemies who fought dirty. "Sir, we're getting reports from all sectors," So Young said. "The aliens are taking heavy damage. They seem confused by our tactics." "Good," Hyunwoo said. "Send a message to Admiral Kethmore. Tell him we are not as weak as he thought." The alien admiral was indeed confused. His fleet had fought many wars against many species, but they had never faced an enemy like the humans. Other species fought with honor, following the old rules of space warfare. They lined up their ships and fired until one side won, but humans did not follow any rules. They used weapons that made no sense. They attacked from hiding and ran away before the aliens could hit back. They flew their fighters in patterns that should have been impossible. "Sir," the alien tactical officer said, "the humans are using kinetic weapons, simple mass accelerated to high velocity. Our shields are designed to stop energy weapons." Kethmore's face showed anger. "How can they hurt us with primitive metal rods?" "Velocity, sir. At sufficient speed, any mass becomes a weapon. Our ancestors used such weapons before we developed energy shields." As the battle continued, more alien ships took damage. The humans lost ships too, but they made each loss cost the aliens dearly. Captain Minho's destroyer Sol was hit by an alien beam and broke apart, but not before launching all its missiles at an alien carrier. "Sol is gone, sir," Lieutenant Yujin reported from Luna Station. "Captain Minho and all hands lost." Hyunwoo closed his eyes for a moment. Minho had been a good friend and a brave captain. Mark his sacrifice. Send his missiles targeting data to all remaining ships. The aliens began to pull back, regrouping their fleet. They had expected a quick victory, but the humans had bloodied their nose. Admiral Kethmore stared at the reports coming in. His primitive enemies had destroyed or damaged over 30 of his ships. "Withdraw to safe distance," he ordered. "We need to study these human tactics." As the alien fleet moved away from Earth, the surviving human ships did not chase them. They stayed close to their planet, ready to defend again. Commander Hyunwoo knew this was only the beginning. The Galactic Council had learned that Earth would not surrender easily, but they had not yet seen what humans could really do when they stopped playing defense and started hunting their enemies. The first battle was over, but the war had just begun. 3 days after the first battle, Admiral Jamin sat in a secret bunker deep under the Rocky Mountains. The room was filled with computer screens showing star maps and ship locations. For 20 years he had been preparing for this day, hoping it would never come. "Sir, all Ghost Fleet commanders are standing by," reported Colonel Insu from his station. The man looked tired but determined. Jamin nodded and pressed a button on his desk. Across the solar system, hidden signals went out to secret bases that the aliens did not know existed. Beyond Neptune, past where any alien scout had traveled, massive doors opened in what looked like empty asteroids. The Broken Arrow Protocol was now active. Captain Seong-ho commanded the battleship Incheon, hidden inside a hollowed-out asteroid for the past 5 years. His crew had trained in secret, learning to fight with weapons that combined human engineering with stolen alien technology. "All hands, this is the captain," Seong-ho announced over the ship's radio. "Today we stop hiding. Today we show these aliens what humans can do when we stop playing nice." His ship emerged from its hiding place along with 50 others. The Ghost Fleet had been built using metal from asteroid mines and technology taken from crashed alien ships. Earth's scientists had spent decades making the alien technology work with human computers and human tactics. Dr. Yoonji was one of those scientists. She worked in a laboratory on Mars, far from the main battle. Her job was different, but just as important. She studied alien psychology, learning how different species thought and what scared them. "The Vorthak Empire leads the attack," she explained to her team over a video call. "But they have allies. The Kelrani provide ships, the Zephyrites give them supplies, and the Makari offer their warrior caste. How do we use this?" asked her assistant, Dr. Yejin. "We turn them against each other," Yoonji said with a cold smile. "I have been studying their history. These species do not really like each other. They work together only because they fear humans more than they hate each other." She began her work immediately. Using captured alien communication equipment, her team started sending fake messages between the alien fleets. The messages were designed to make each species think the others were planning to betray them. To the Kelrani, they sent messages that looked like they came from Vorthak commanders, calling the Kelrani cowards and weaklings. To the Zephyrites, they sent fake reports that the Vorthak planned to take all the glory and leave nothing for their allies. Colonel Dong-hyun had a different job. He commanded Earth Special Forces, small units trained to fight in space using stealth and speed. His ships were tiny compared to the alien battleships, but they were almost invisible to alien sensors. "Remember," he told his pilots before their first mission, "we are not trying to win big battles. We hit them where it hurts, then disappear before they know what happened." His target was an alien supply convoy traveling between Jupiter and Mars. The convoy had 20 cargo ships protected by 6 warships. It should have been safe, but the aliens did not know about human special forces. Dong-hyun's team waited in the shadow of a small moon, their ships powered down and silent. When the convoy passed by, they struck like wolves attacking sheep. Lieutenant Ji-hoon piloted the lead attack ship. His vessel was so small it could fit inside the cargo bay of an alien freighter, but it carried enough firepower to cripple much larger ships. He targeted the convoy's lead escort, firing a spread of missiles at point-blank range. The alien ship never saw the attack coming. Its shields were down because the crew thought they were safe in their own territory. The missiles hit the ship's engines and weapon systems, leaving it helpless. Phoenix team hit the cargo ships, Dong-hyun ordered. Tiger team, keep the escorts busy. The attack lasted only 10 minutes. When it was over, 15 alien cargo ships were destroyed or drifting helplessly in space. The surviving escorts limped away to report the attack, but they could not even describe what had hit them. "Sir," one alien captain reported to Admiral Kethmore, "the attackers came out of nowhere. Their ships were too small to be detected until they opened fire." Kethmore was getting frustrated. Human tactics made no sense to him. In proper galactic warfare, fleets met in open space and fought until one side surrendered. But humans seemed to prefer sneaking around, hitting targets when they were not defended. His frustration grew worse when he started receiving strange reports from his allies. The Kelrani commander, Admiral Vextar, was demanding to know why Vorthak ships had fired on Kelrani vessels near Europa. "We have not fired on any Kelrani ships," Kethmore replied, confused. "Then explain this." Vextar sent him a recording that showed Vorthak fighters attacking a Kelrani supply base. The recording looked real, but Kethmore knew his ships had been nowhere near Europa. Similar problems were happening throughout the alien fleet. The Zephyrites were angry because they thought the Makari had stolen supplies meant for them. The Makari were upset because someone had sent messages calling their warriors primitive savages. Dr. Yoonji watched the chaos from her laboratory on Mars. Her psychological warfare was working better than she had hoped. The alien alliance was starting to crack as each species became suspicious of the others. "Increase the pressure," she told her team. "Send more fake messages. Make them paranoid. I want them looking over their shoulders instead of watching for our real attacks." Intelligence Officer Yu Jin had spent years learning alien languages and computer systems. Now she was using that knowledge to hack into enemy communications. From her station on Luna, she could read alien messages and even change them before they reached their intended targets. "I'm intercepting their battle plans," she reported to Admiral Jae-min. "They're planning a second major attack on Earth in 1 week. Can you delay them?" Jae-min asked. "Better than that," Eugene said. "I can change their orders. Watch this." She accessed the alien command network and altered the attack orders. Instead of coordinating their assault, different alien fleets received orders to attack at different times and different places. Some fleets were told to wait for reinforcements that would never come. The psychological pressure was working. Captain Seong-ho received reports that alien ships were now traveling in smaller groups, no longer trusting their allies enough to coordinate properly. This made them easier targets for the Ghost Fleet. "All ships begin Operation Nightfall," Seong-ho ordered. "Time to start hunting." The Ghost Fleet split into small task forces and spread across the solar system. Their job was to find isolated alien ships and destroy them before they could call for help. With human stealth technology and alien weapons, they were perfectly suited for this kind of warfare. Lieutenant Hae-won commanded one of these task forces. Her 3 ships found an alien science vessel near Saturn, studying the planet's rings with no protection except a single escort ship. "Remember," she told her crews, "we want prisoners if possible. Intelligence needs to know what they're studying out here." The attack was swift and precise. Hae-won's ships disabled the escort while boarding parties captured the science vessel. The alien scientists were taken prisoner, along with all their research data. When Admiral Kethmore learned about the captured ship, he was furious. "How did they get so close without being detected?" he demanded. "Unknown, sir," his tactical officer replied. "Our sensors showed nothing until the attack was already underway." The alien commander was beginning to understand that he was not fighting the same species that had first contacted the galaxy 30 years ago. These humans had learned and adapted. They had studied alien technology and turned it against its creators. But Kethmore did not yet realize the full extent of human preparations. The Ghost Fleet was only the beginning. Deep in hidden bases throughout the solar system, Earth scientists were preparing weapons that would shock the entire galaxy. The aliens had wanted to teach humans their place in the galactic order. Instead, they were about to learn why humans had survived and thrived on a planet where everything tried to kill them. The hunt was just beginning. Captain Seong-ho studied the star map in his ready room aboard the battleship Incheon. Red dots marked alien supply routes, while blue arrows showed the planned paths of his hunting groups. For 2 weeks, the Ghost Fleet had been striking at enemy logistics, and the results were better than anyone had hoped. "Sir, we have confirmation on the Titan operation," reported Commander Won-shik over the communication link. "Lieutenant Ji-hoon's team destroyed another supply convoy." "That makes 12 successful hits this week." Seong-ho smiled grimly. "Good, what about losses?" "Minimal. We lost one fighter and its pilot, but the rest of the team made it home safely. The human strategy was working. Instead of fighting big battles they could not win, Earth's forces were cutting the alien supply lines like a surgeon cutting arteries. Every convoy destroyed meant less fuel, less food, and less ammunition for the alien fleet. Engineer Hae-won had made this possible with her ghost drive technology. The new engines made human ships nearly invisible when they ran silent, using a combination of alien cloaking devices and human understanding of physics. "The trick," she explained to her engineering team, "is not to hide completely. That uses too much power. Instead, we make our ships look like space junk or small asteroids. The alien sensors ignore us because we seem unimportant." Her innovations had turned the tide of the war. Small human ships could now approach enemy vessels without being detected, strike hard, and vanish before the aliens could respond. Lieutenant Ji-hoon was becoming a legend among the pilots. His squadron had destroyed more enemy ships than any other unit, using tactics that the aliens found impossible to counter. "The key is speed and unpredictability," he told new pilots during a briefing. "Never attack from the same direction twice. Never use the same route home. Always make them think you are somewhere you are not." His latest mission had been his most daring yet. Intelligence Officer Yu Jin had discovered that the aliens were building a new supply base near Jupiter. The base was heavily defended, but it was also crucial to their war effort. "Hit the base and you cut off supplies to half their fleet," Yu Jin had told him. "But it will not be easy. They have 30 ships protecting it." Ji-hoon had studied the problem for days before finding a solution. Instead of attacking the base directly, he would attack the supply ships trying to reach it. The alien defenders would have to choose between protecting the base and protecting their supplies. His plan worked perfectly. When the alien convoy arrived at Jupiter, Ji-hoon's fighters were waiting in the shadow of one of the planet's moons. They struck the supply ships first, forcing the base defenders to come out and help. "Tiger leader to all units," Ji-hoon called over his radio. "Enemy is taking the bait, Phoenix Squadron. Hit the base now while their fighters are distracted." The attack split the alien defenses. Half their ships chased Ji-hoon's fighters, while the other half tried to protect the supply convoy. In the confusion, Phoenix Squadron destroyed the base's main fuel depot, making it useless for months. Admiral Kethmore was running out of patience. His fleet was being slowly bled to death by an enemy he could not catch. Every day brought new reports of destroyed convoys and damaged supply lines. "Sir," his intelligence officer reported, "we have lost contact with Supply Base 7. Last transmission indicated they were under attack by human fighters." "How many humans?" Kethmore demanded. "Perhaps 20 small ships, sir." Kethmore slammed his fist on his command chair. 20 human fighters had destroyed a base defended by 30 of his warships. It made no sense according to everything he knew about warfare. The problem was that humans did not fight fair. They struck from ambush, used deception, and ran away when faced with superior force. In the Galactic Council's view, these were the tactics of cowards and savages, but they were also effective. Intelligence Officer Yu Jin was making the alien situation worse by continuing her electronic warfare campaign. She had learned to mimic alien communication codes so well that she could send false orders to enemy ships. "Watch this," she told her team as she typed commands into her computer. "I am sending new patrol orders to 3 alien squadrons. Each squadron will think the other 2 are enemies in disguise." Her false orders worked perfectly. An hour later, 3 alien squadrons met near Mars and immediately began shooting at each other. By the time they realized their mistake, 2 ships were destroyed and 5 more were badly damaged. The psychological pressure was taking its toll on the alien alliance. The Kelrani were now demanding that their ships operate independently, claiming they could not trust their allies. The Zephirites had withdrawn 2 fleets after accusing the Vorthak of using them as bait. Dr. Yunji watched the alien alliance fracture with professional satisfaction. Her psychological warfare unit had been feeding false information to every species in the enemy coalition, exploiting their historical grudges and cultural differences. The Mokari are the most useful, she explained to Admiral Jamin during their weekly briefing. They are proud warriors who see themselves as superior to other species. When we make them think their allies are cowards, they become angry and careless. How long before their alliance collapses completely? Jamin asked. Hard to say. Maybe weeks, maybe months. But they are already fighting each other more than they are fighting us. The aliens were learning that information warfare was as dangerous as any weapon. Commander Hyunwoo on Luna Station received daily reports of alien ships attacking each other, convinced they were fighting human infiltrators. Sir, Lieutenant So Young reported, we are picking up a distress signal from a Kelrani cruiser. They claim they are under attack by Vorthak ships. Are any Vorthak ships in that area? Hyunwoo asked. No, sir. The nearest Vorthak fleet is 3 days away. Hyunwoo nodded. Dr. Yunji's team is getting better at this. The aliens are jumping at shadows. The Ghost Fleet was taking advantage of the alien confusion to strike even harder. Captain Seong-ho had divided his forces into 12 hunting groups, each targeting different parts of the alien supply network. We are like wolves hunting sheep, he told his captains during a secure video conference. We separate the weak from the strong, then strike when they are alone and afraid. The strategy was working too well. Some of Seong-ho's captains were reporting that alien ships were now traveling in heavily defended convoys, making them harder to attack, but also slower and less efficient. Good, Seong-ho said. If they waste half their ships guarding supply convoys, they have fewer ships to attack Earth. Lieutenant Dong-hyun had adapted his special forces tactics to the new situation. Instead of attacking convoys directly, his teams now focused on the convoy escorts, disabling them and leaving the supply ships helpless. Remember, he told his pilots, our job is not to destroy every enemy ship. Our job is to make them afraid to travel alone. His latest mission had involved planting mines along a major shipping route. The mines were designed to look like harmless space debris until an alien ship came too close. Then they would explode, damaging the ship and forcing it to call for rescue. Each mine that goes off tells the aliens that humans can strike anywhere, Dong-hyun explained. Soon they will be afraid to use their own shipping lanes. Admiral Kethmore was indeed becoming afraid. His mighty fleet was being slowly destroyed by an enemy that refused to fight a proper battle. The humans were like some kind of disease, weakening his forces little by little until they could no longer function. Sir, his communications officer announced, we are receiving a transmission from the Galactic Council. They want a progress report. Kethmore closed his eyes. How could he explain that his vast armada was being defeated by creatures who fought like pirates and thieves? How could he admit that humans had turned his own allies against each other? The answer was simple. He could not admit it. Not yet. But deep in his heart, the proud Vorthak admiral was beginning to suspect that his species had made a terrible mistake. They had attacked Earth expecting to face a primitive enemy. Instead, they had awakened something far more dangerous than they understood. The hunters had become the hunted, and the prey was learning to bite back. General Tae-hyung stood in the deepest level of Cheyenne Mountain, surrounded by weapons that the galaxy had never seen. The room was cold and sterile, filled with metal containers marked with warning symbols that would terrify any alien who understood their meaning. Sir, we are receiving transmission from Admiral Kethmore, reported Colonel Insu from his communication station. He is demanding our immediate surrender. Tae-hyung almost smiled. The alien commander was about to learn what human desperation really looked like. Put him through. The main screen filled with the image of the angry Vorthak admiral. His 4 eyes blazed with fury, and his sharp teeth were bared in what humans had learned was a threat display. General Tae-hyung, Kethmore said, your planet is surrounded. Your fleets are scattered. Surrender now or we will turn Earth into a lifeless rock. Tae-hyung stepped closer to the screen. His voice was calm, but his eyes were cold as winter. Admiral, you have made 2 mistakes. First, you think we are afraid of death. Second, you think we fight alone. What do you mean? Kethmore demanded. I mean you are about to discover what humans call total war. Tae-hyung replied. Computer, initiate Pandora Protocol. Across the solar system, secret signals went out to hidden facilities that had been waiting for this moment. On Titan, Dr. Ye-jin watched as her laboratory's security seals broke open, revealing rows of silver capsules no bigger than rice grains. Nanobots are active, she reported to Earth Command. Beginning deployment sequence. Each capsule contained millions of microscopic machines designed with one purpose: to eat alien ship hulls. The nanobots were programmed to recognize alien metal alloys and consume them at the molecular level. Once released, they would spread from ship to ship through contact, turning the enemy fleet into floating scrap metal. On Europa, scientist Kyung-soo activated a different kind of weapon. His laboratory had spent years studying alien biology, creating tailored diseases that would target specific alien species while leaving humans untouched. Biological weapons are ready for deployment, he announced. We have pathogens designed for Vorthak, Kelrani, and Zephyrite physiology. The weapons were delivered by specially modified missiles that would spread the diseases through the air systems of alien ships. The pathogens were not designed to kill quickly. Instead, they would make the aliens sick enough to be unable to fight effectively. But the most terrifying weapons were stored in a secret facility beyond Pluto. Commander, So-min stood before a bank of computers that controlled humanity's ultimate deterrent, self-learning artificial intelligence hunter-killers. AI units are online, she reported. They are analyzing alien tactical patterns and developing countermeasures. The AI weapons were different from anything the galaxy had ever seen. They learned from every battle, adapting their tactics faster than any living commander could think. Each AI controlled a small fleet of unmanned ships that could coordinate their attacks with deadly precision. Admiral Kethmore saw the first nanobots in action when they hit his advanced scouts near Neptune. The tiny machines swarmed over the alien ships like invisible locusts, eating through hull plating and critical systems. Sir? His engineering officer reported in panic. The hull is dissolving. Something is consuming our armor plating at the molecular level. What kind of weapon is this? Kethmore demanded. Unknown, sir. Our sensors can barely detect the attacking particles. They appear to be some kind of self-replicating machine. Within hours, 12 alien ships were reduced to drifting hulks, as the nanobots consumed everything except the crew compartments. The survivors were rescued, but they brought terrifying reports of a weapon that could not be stopped by shields or armor. The biological weapons struck next. A Kelrani battle group near Jupiter suddenly found half their crews too sick to function. The aliens began developing mysterious fevers and breathing problems that their medical technology could not cure. The humans have poisoned us somehow, Admiral Vextar reported to the Galactic Council. My ships are full of sick warriors who cannot fight. The AI hunter-killers were the worst surprise of all. When a Vorthak fleet tried to attack Mars, they found themselves facing unmanned ships that seemed to predict their every move. They know our tactics before we use them, the Vorthak fleet commander reported in desperation. Their ships move like they can read our minds. The AI had indeed learned to read alien tactical patterns. After studying hundreds of hours of battle recordings, the artificial intelligence understood how each alien species preferred to fight. It used this knowledge to set traps that the aliens walked into repeatedly. Dr. Yoonji watched the chaos from her laboratory on Mars. The aliens were learning that humans had been preparing for this war since first contact 30 years ago. Every crashed alien ship, every captured piece of technology, every diplomatic meeting had been an opportunity to study the enemy. We knew this day would come, she explained to the Council of Earth. So we prepared weapons that the Galactic Council banned thousands of years ago. The alien alliance was beginning to panic. The Zephyrite were the first to break, withdrawing their fleets after losing half their ships to nanobots. The Makari followed when their proud warriors proved helpless against human biological weapons. Only the Vorthak and Kelrani remained, but they were no longer confident of victory. Admiral Kethmore found himself fighting an enemy that used weapons his species considered impossible to create. How can they build self-replicating machines? He asked his science advisor. Our own research into such technology was abandoned as too dangerous. Apparently humans have no such concerns about danger, the advisor replied. They seem willing to risk destroying themselves if it means destroying us as well. Commander Somin was proving exactly how willing humans were to risk everything. Her AI hunter-killers had been programmed with a simple directive. If Earth was destroyed, they would hunt down every alien ship in the galaxy until none remained. The machines will never stop, she told the aliens in a broadcast message. They will learn, adapt, and multiply. They will hunt your species across the stars until the last alien ship is destroyed. This is what happens when you threaten our home. Lieutenant Yujin was coordinating the information warfare that accompanied the new weapons. Her team had hacked into alien communication networks and was broadcasting recordings of the weapon tests to every ship in the enemy fleet. Let them see what we can do, she told her operators. Fear is a weapon too. The recordings were horrifying. Alien crews watched their comrades dissolving inside their ships as nanobots consumed everything around them. They saw proud warriors reduced to helpless invalids by human diseases. They witnessed entire fleets destroyed by machines that learned from every mistake. Admiral Kethamore received an urgent message from the Galactic Council. The other member species were demanding an immediate ceasefire. The war had escalated beyond anything they had expected, and humans were using weapons that violated every treaty in galactic history. Recall all fleets, the Council ordered. Begin negotiations immediately. But Kethamore had gone too far to retreat now. His pride would not allow him to admit defeat to a species he considered primitive. Instead, he made the worst decision of his long military career. Prepare the planet killer, he ordered his weapons officer. If we cannot conquer Earth, we will destroy it. The planet killer was the Galactic Council's ultimate weapon, capable of cracking a planet's crust and making it uninhabitable. It was supposed to be used only in the most extreme circumstances, but Kethamore was beyond reason. General Tae Hyung detected the weapon charging and made his own decision. If the aliens were willing to commit genocide, then humans would show them what true extinction looked like. Activate the Doomsday Protocol, he ordered. If they want to play with planet killers, we will show them ours. Deep in space, hidden weapon platforms began powering up. These were not just planet killers, but star killers, weapons capable of causing a sun to go supernova. Humanity had built them as the ultimate deterrent, never intending to use them. But if Earth died, then every star system in the galaxy would follow. The aliens were about to learn that humans did not believe in proportional response. When cornered, humans would burn down the entire universe rather than surrender. The galaxy held its breath as two species prepared to destroy everything rather than admit defeat. Ambassador Kyungsoo sat in his small diplomatic ship between the human and alien fleets, knowing that the next few hours would determine whether the galaxy survived or burned. Behind him, Earth's weapons were charged and ready to turn stars into supernovas. Ahead of him, Admiral Kethamore's planet killer was warming up to crack Earth like an egg. This is Ambassador Kyungsoo to all ships. He broadcast on all frequencies. I am requesting immediate ceasefire from both sides. We have minutes before this war destroys everything. The response from Admiral Kethamore was immediate and angry. There will be no ceasefire. The humans must pay for their crimes against galactic civilization. But other voices were joining the conversation. The Kelrani Admiral Vextar spoke first. Kethamore, you have gone mad. The Council never authorized use of planet-killer weapons. The Council is weak, Kethamore replied. These humans use forbidden weapons. They must be stopped. Admiral Wanshik commanded the human fleet that had emerged from hiding throughout the solar system. His ships surrounded the alien forces, but he knew it would not matter if the planet-killer fired. Alien Commander, Wanshik said over the radio, you have one chance to withdraw. Fire on Earth, and we will make every star in the galaxy go supernova. Your choice. The Kelrani were the first to break. Admiral Vextar ordered his ships to move away from the Vorthak fleet, refusing to be part of a genocide. My people did not sign up to destroy entire worlds, Vextar announced. The Kelrani Confederation withdraws from this alliance. The Zephyrite had already left after their ships were consumed by nanobots. The Mokari warriors followed the Kelrani, claiming that using planet killers was not honorable warfare. Soon, Admiral Kethamore found himself alone with only his own ships. Cowards, he screamed at his former allies. You leave me to face these savages alone. Ambassador Kyungsoo saw his chance. He opened a private channel to the Kelrani Admiral. Admiral Vextar, your people have always been reasonable. Help me stop this madness. What do you propose? Vextar asked. A new treaty? Earth joins the Galactic Council as an equal member. not as a conquered territory. In exchange, we will share our defensive technologies with all peaceful species. The offer was tempting. Human weapons had proven devastatingly effective, and the aliens wanted to study them. But more importantly, the other species were terrified of what would happen if the war continued. Captain Insu was monitoring alien communications from his intelligence station on Luna. He reported to Admiral Wanshik that the alien alliance was completely broken. Sir, the Kelrani are actively working against the Vorthak now. They are sharing intelligence about Vorthak ship positions and weaknesses. Good, Wanshik replied. Make contact with them. Offer a separate peace treaty. The negotiations happened quickly because everyone could see the planet killer charging its weapons. Dr. Yunji used her psychological expertise to craft offers that appealed to each species' specific concerns. To the Kelrani, she offered trade agreements and technology sharing. To the Makari, she promised honorable single combat between champions instead of total war. To the Zephyrite, she offered protection from their traditional enemies. Each species gets something they want more than conquest, she explained to the human negotiating team. The key is showing them that cooperation with humans is better than following the Vorthak. But Admiral Kethmore was beyond reason. His pride would not allow him to admit that primitive humans had defeated his mighty empire. He ordered his planet killer to begin final charging sequence. If I cannot have victory, I will have revenge, he announced. Earth dies in 1 hour. General Taehyung received the ultimatum and made his response. Deep space monitoring stations detected massive energy buildups around 12 different star systems. The human star killer weapons were preparing to fire. This is General Taehyung to Admiral Kethmore, he broadcast. You have 30 minutes to stand down your planet killer. If Earth dies, we will make the Vorthak home star go supernova. Your entire species will be extinct within the hour. The threat was not empty. Human deep space weapons had been positioned near Vorthak Prime years ago, disguised as scientific monitoring equipment. The aliens had never detected them because they looked like harmless research probes. Admiral Vextar was horrified. Kethmore, they are not bluffing. Our sensors are detecting massive weapons platforms throughout Vorthak space. How did they get so close without being detected? Impossible, Kethmore said, but his voice showed doubt for the first time. Captain Seong-ho provided the answer. His ghost fleet had been planting the weapons for 5 years, using their stealth technology to hide them near every major alien world. We have been preparing for this war since first contact, he announced to the alien fleets. Every species that attacks Earth will see their home star destroyed. This is not negotiation. This is fact. The reality of mutual annihilation began to sink in among the alien commanders. The humans were not just threatening to destroy Earth's attackers. They were threatening to destroy entire star systems, making whole regions of space uninhabitable for millions of years. Lieutenant So Young, now serving as a diplomatic aide, sent a message to the remaining alien species. We do not want this war, she said, but we will finish it if necessary. Choose peace and we all survive. Choose war and we all die. The Mokari were warriors, but they understood the mathematics of extinction. Their commander, General Krathon, spoke for his people. The Mokari choose to live. We will not follow the Vorthak into madness. One by one, the alien species announced their withdrawal from the war. Only Admiral Kethmore remained, his finger hovering over the planet killer's firing control. Sir, his own weapons officer said quietly, the crew is requesting permission to evacuate. They do not wish to die for your pride. Kethmore looked around his bridge and saw fear in every face. His own officers were afraid of him, afraid of what he had become. The proud Vorthak Empire had been reduced to one stubborn admiral and a weapon that would doom them all. Commander Hyun-woo watched from Luna Station as the final moments played out. His defense platforms were ready to fire everything they had at the planet killer, but he knew it would not be enough to stop the weapon completely. Sir, Lieutenant Haiwan reported, we are detecting power fluctuations in the alien weapon. It may be experiencing technical difficulties. The difficulties were not technical. They were human. Lieutenant Yu Jin had finally cracked the planet killer's computer system and was introducing chaos into its targeting systems. I am uploading a virus into their firing computer, she announced. Even if they fire, they will miss Earth. But Admiral Kethmore noticed the computer problems. In his rage, he decided to fire the weapon manually, targeting Earth by eye instead of relying on automated systems. All crews abandon ship, he ordered his fleet. I will finish this alone. His own officers refused to obey. Instead, they contacted Admiral Vextar and requested political asylum with the Kelrani. The Vorthak Empire's greatest admiral found himself alone on his flagship, preparing to commit suicide and genocide at the same time. Admiral Wan Shik made the final offer. Kethmore, you have lost. Your empire has abandoned you. Your allies have switched sides. Stand down now and you can live to see your home again. Never, Kethmore replied. I will not be defeated by primitives. Then you will die alone, Wan Shik said sadly. And your species will remember you as the fool who chose extinction over peace. The planet killer began its final firing sequence. But as it did, Admiral Vextar's ships moved between the weapon and Earth, their hulls forming a protective barrier. The Kelrani will not allow genocide, Vextar announced. If you fire through us. Other alien ships joined them. The Mokari, the Zephyrites, even some Vorthak vessels whose crews had mutinied against their admiral. A wall of alien ships now protected Earth from their own superweapon. Admiral Kethmore stared at his screen in disbelief. His own allies were protecting his enemies. His own species was abandoning him. Everything he had believed about galactic civilization was crumbling around him. In that moment of clarity, the proud Vorthak admiral finally understood what had happened. The humans had not just defeated his fleet. They had turned his own allies against him by showing them a better way to live. He reached for the firing control one last time, then stopped. His hand trembled as he realized the truth. He had already lost everything that mattered. This is Admiral Kethmore, he said quietly. I surrender. The galaxy breathed again as the weapons powered down. The war was over, but everything had changed. The age of alien dominance was finished and the age of human equality had begun.